Coach, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. You got some
Yeah,
pancakes? You got some waffles?
no, man, you know I can't eat all that stuff this morning. I get up eating a salad and go to bed eating one. Believe that if you want to.
I don't know. I got to grab a bagel or something to get fueled up. Man,
Man,
it was a great Friday night of football. Week number 4 is in the books. Man, we had some surprises. Some surprises. Man, I have not. I don't think I've seen that many games. I think we had 2 or 3 games where, man, teams were hanging 60 and 70 points.
man, I guess it's usually you don't try to score if you get up a certain amount on a team. You kind of like ease up, and the running clock kind of limits what you can do. But I guess it didn't matter last night. I mean, it was and we had one game that was a flat out shootout. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
put up 100 and some points between both teams, man, and it was the team that won was behind at halftime.
That's wild. Let's go ahead and run it down. Scores from across the Big Bend, Panama City, in the Florida Panhandle area. Childs 37, Rickers 20.
Why are you smiling?
I,
Why are you smiling?
you know why I'm smiling. You know
Man,
I'm smiling.
I couldn't believe
Coach,
that.
it's football weekend. Come on now. I got college football coming up.
I
That's the reason
can't
I'm smiling.
I
Hey,
can't believe we lost last night. I mean, hey, great job by Coach Reagan's though. Great job. They dominated the game. I watched it, and Charles totally dominated. Uh, it was tied 7-7, and that's the last time it was close.
yeah, one of the things I think that Childs, we talked about this on the extra point on Wednesdays. One of the things that Childs does is that they just seem to just kind of key in on the playmakers and just shut them down. And they really, really did an excellent job of getting Rickers off the field on third down. So
Well, Mark, you got a defensive head coach, and that's his thing, and you expect that. And they look good both sides of the ball. There's not really much you can say. Congratulations, Charles.
yeah, when you look at, I'm going to see if they have the box score posted, but um, yeah, Rickers. No, I don't see the box score, but um, yeah, I think Rickers has the opportunity to really improve in some areas, but Kelly, as good as he is, he can't be the only guy on offense trying to make plays. I think if they have uh, the ability to spread the ball around, that will make them a little bit more of a dynamic football team. But man, what Childs has been doing on defense has been nothing short of stellar. So Timberwolves improved their record. I think they moved to what, 3-1 on the season.
Three and
Three and
one.
one on the season. So Childs is off to a very hot start right now. One of the better teams in the area. So keep an eye on them. Meanwhile, McClay goes into Georgia and pulls back a victory, thrilling one at that, 35-34 over Valwood.
Mark, it's kind of surprising. McClay has, I think, in the past 4 or 5 years, they've had three different coaches. This is the first year for this a new coach this year, and they're like they don't miss a beat. They just continue to win. Very explode. You go out across the border and play a pretty good Valwood team and come out with a victory. There's no complaints. The Marauders are 4-0.
Yeah. If
Man,
you watch
God,
McClay, they are one of the more physical football teams in the area. This team does not shy away from contact. They're going to come out and hit you right in the mouth. They're fun to watch. One of the things I do like is that they find a way to just grind teams down defensively, and their offensive line is really, really tough. They do a great job protecting the quarterback and creating opportunities. Just got to keep a lookout for the Marauders as well, but they're one of our undefeated teams. McClay 35-34 over Valwood. Godby gets their first win on the season, 36-31 over Swanee down in Live Oak. And congrats to Coach Holston, his group, being able to get their first win on the year. Cougars have showed signs of being really close in a lot of ball. I think they've been close in every ball game this year. Just haven't
Yeah,
been able to turn the
Mark.
page until last night.
Yeah, Mark. They fought and looked like the fourth quarter always did them in, and seemed like last night they managed to take because they were behind going into the fourth. I think going into the fourth quarter and pulled it away, which is the opposite of what's been happening to them during the regular prior game. So, sometimes you got to figure it out. Just keep grinding.
Yeah, meanwhile, Swanee Falls are 0-4 on the year, and this is
That's
unfamiliar territory. I don't think we've seen Swanee in this position in quite a while. Even though the football team is very young, this is just weird to see Swanee in this position. But
yeah.
Godby takes the victory, 36-31 on the road. Um, Schedule for Godby doesn't get too much easier. I think they got a couple of tough games coming up. Uh, they play Childs next week, so that'll be an interesting
Wow.
game. Then they head out to Baker County and then Niceville. So Cougars got their work cut out for them, but they pick up their first win on the year. North side of town, Taylor County, Downs NFC blanks the Eagles 42-0. And don't look now, but the Bulldogs are undefeated.
When Coach Braswell told me at the beginning of the season, he said, "Look, I expect to have a pretty good team," and they have proven that over the past 4 weeks. Every week they pulling out, they beating the upset Wakulla, goes in the Wakulla. They went to NFC yesterday, and victory after victory, and they keep counting them up, man. It's gonna be some showdowns coming up down the road.
Yeah, this one wasn't really a game as Taylor County showed up and they showed out. And, honestly, when you put up 28 points in the second quarter, that was really all she wrote.
Yep, that was it. You can't give up 4 touchdowns. Defense got to show up. Hey, but all you can do is line them up, go to practice, and work on next week.
Okay, this one here was very, very close. And you could, you throw records out in a game like this, but Columbia down in Madison County shutting out the Cowboys. And when can you say that? When do you think is the last time the Cowboys have been shut out in anything?
And when is the last time you talking about the Cowboys being with one victory going in 4 weeks into the season, no matter what kind of quality opponent they have? Uh, we talked about this before we came on, and you said it don't matter right now. It's playoffs. When the playoffs started, it's a different team.
Yeah, I think for Madison, one of the biggest things, this game was tied at halftime. It was 0-0. So Madison, really, they pitched the shutout in the first half, but Columbia's been finding ways to win. I think Columbia is one of our other undefeated teams in the area, as the Tigers have knocked off Coffee County. I think they handled Hillsborough down in Tampa in a blowout win. Beat up on Swanee to open up the season, and now they're sitting at 4-0. You're definitely gonna have to keep an eye on the Tigers, but they play Trinity Christian next week out of Jacksonville. Then they travel to St. Augustine and then Manatee. So that's that, man. That's some meat and potatoes on your schedule.
Hey, just line them up and play. Uh, I'm sure when you looked at the schedule, you was hoping to be undefeated at that time, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they match up next week with Trinity.
All right, let's keep it rolling. Bluntstown, a huge winner over Port St. Joe, 60-13. And for the Tigers, we knew Bluntstown was going to be good, but I didn't think that they were going to be this outstanding. This is just an absolute offensive juggernaut out there in Bluntstown, and with the weapons that they have, you are going to have a hard time picking which guy. You can double team one guy, and that's just going to you're just going to create a big night for about 5 or 6 other guys.
Man, Blunt sounds like playing spades with all the trump. They got both jokers, both deuces, and all the aces. And when they would line up on the field, you got to figure out how to keep them from running all over you. And I'm not surprised at the score. I knew when you look at that lineup and look at the quality of players they got, man, that's a tough matchup for anybody.
Right. Bluntstown undefeated on the year, 38 points in the second quarter.
God,
Ooh, my goodness, 38 points in the second quarter. And this is understanding that Port St. Joe is not a slouch. This is not a bad football team. But Bluntstown is just overpowering people this season, and they're going to be one of my favorites to be. I guess it's down in the villages. I'm not sure if they made the announcement official yet, but Bluntstown is one of my favorites to be in the state championship game. I don't see anybody running with the Tigers right now.
yeah, they dangerous, man. They can play up. There's a lot of teams in high classifications couldn't even stay on the field with them. So I'm looking for it. I mean, we just 4 games, 4 weeks in, Mark. We can't talk about playoffs already, but you could kind of stop. People start separating going into that fifth week, and Bluntstown truly has done that.
Now, let's keep it rolling. Gaston County Falls, the Coffee in Georgia. This game was a little bit back and forth last year, and a lot of the I would say remnants of that first game still left over. I know the kids probably remember and they played like it, but man, Coffee was able to pull away from Gaston County, and the Jaguars fall to the Trojans 23-12. And man, for Gaston County, this is just one of those, man, what could have been. When you think about the team and everything that they had rolling into the season, uh, now with a brand new head coach, this is really feels like kind of like a hollowed season for
Yeah,
them.
you when the season before the season got started, you were almost penciling them in the state championship. Now it's week to week. You you lost a lot of players. A lot of those players that would have helped them become a pretty good football team. And now I'm not sure with the situation because I last I heard they hadn't named a coach, yet. And so it's got to be tough playing in that situation.
Yeah, it just I think they had East St. Louis penciled in before the season started, and just understanding the talent level, and now it just feels like, man, just you hate to see a team go through something like that. It's very unfortunate. Um, but there's talent out there in Gaston County. I think that with time things can be able to rebound, but it just a tough situation for them as they fall to Coffee. Coffee put up a big second quarter, and that was the difference maker. Moving on, Trenton, a big winner over Jefferson County, 38-8. Um, Man, the Tigers just really pulled away. Trenton Tigers pulled away from the Jefferson County Tigers, and for Jefferson County, schedule does not get any easier for them. They still have quite a few tough opponents on the schedule. Coach Bright not shying away from anyone, but after this, they play a Vernon team where they could be a little bit more evenly matched. But after that, it goes Hamilton County, North Florida Christian, then at Sneed. So Tigers definitely got their work cut out for them as we enter the midway point of the season. Osceola Christian, a big winner over Rocky Bayou, 35-26. Shout out to the Warriors. I think the Warriors are 3-1 on the year.
Yeah, they lost one. I think they lost had their first loss last week. Um,
Yeah, lost to Trenton in a close one.
yeah, yeah, I think it was 21-20.
Yep.
Yeah, close game last week. So at least you come back the next week and win. That's all you can do.
Right. Chipley, a big winner over Vernon, absolutely smoking the Hornets 55-0. And the Tigers, another one of our undefeated teams, as they are off to one of their best starts in quite a few years. But man, shout out to the Tigers. They're definitely one of the teams I'm watching out in the rural classification. Liberty County, Franklin County, and this one, man, you talk about getting some entertaining football. Anytime these two teams link up, you can almost throw the records out. Last year, it was a very close ball game that was decided in the final minutes. This time, Liberty comes back for revenge. They handle things against the Seahawks 43-27. And man, congrats to the Bulldogs. I think that's their first victory on the
I think
season.
so. It is. And I was kind of surprised at this. I thought that Franklin was on a roll and Liberty was struggling, and they came in and they took care of business, man. Congratulations. making that, and you getting that first victory is really crucial to your season. It makes the kids, it makes practice easy, makes things, you're a little bit more, everybody's a little happier now. And then you say, well, we get one, let's get another one.
Yeah, I think for the Bulldogs, it was one of those where I think the kids were just remembering the game from last year and just really wanted to be able to get revenge. And they definitely played like it. But congrats to the Bulldogs on the first win on the season. Franklin County streak is broken, but I know Coach Cooper will try to get his team to bounce back. Schedule for the Seahawks looks relatively, doable. They have Rocky Bayou coming up, Graceville, and then Cottondale. So their midpoint of the season looks favorable for them, and they'll try to bounce back next week. But congrats to the Bulldogs on getting their first win on the year. Chiefland, a big winner over Lafayette, and man, I did not see this one being so lopsided.
No, I'm surprised. I thought that Lafayette was on a roll. They would come in and take care of business. I didn't know Chiefland was that good. I guess we don't cover or keep up with them, so we didn't know. And they manhandled. That was a big victory for the way Lafayette had been playing. I mean, knocking off some of these good teams in this area, and then you go in a game against Chiefland. We don't have the particulars. We don't know for sure what happened, but man, that looked like a dominant performance by Chiefland.
Now, this one was the one where I think they tried to break the scoreboard literally. West Nassau 70, Hamilton County 30. For the Trojans, it's been a up and down season, but the Trojans are a much improved team. But man, heading out there to the Duval County, Jacksonville area to take on West Nassau, and then putting up 30 points is great. Giving up 70 is just God. You don't want to be in a situation like that.
Hey,
but
if you coach long enough,
Mark, the Indians, to West Nassau 70-30.
Mark, if you coach long enough, you'll find yourself in all kind of situations. I've been on the other end of that before. It ain't pretty, it ain't fun. You just want it over with. Thank God for that running clock in the second half.
Yeah, the Warriors, man, they obviously had they obviously had a different set of plans as Hamilton County was on the business end of a lopsided loss. And then, man, we got to keep going. Another 60-point banger for North Bay Haven. Congrats to the Bucks as they get their first win on the year as they down Graceville 60-12. North Bay Haven was close in quite a few ball games, and they were finally able to punch through after dropping a close one to NFC, and I believe they dropped a close one to Bozeman earlier in the year. But finally, for the Bucks, they're able to punch one in and get a dub in the win column. And really for North Bay, this is a much improved ball club. This is a team that really was in battle last year. Lost their coach midway through the season and just kind of struggled. I would say stumbling along in previous years, and now their coach has breathed some life into the program. They look a lot different, and it's for me. I always try to keep an eye on some of the teams that have been in some up and down situations. I know that first victory always feels good.
Yeah, you watched the program. They went through some struggles. I mean, they've had a different coach, I think, over the past 4 years. Each year they got a new coach. And the kids, you feel for the kids. You can't get any consistency when you're changing people at the top every year. So, congratulations. Keep it up.
All right, this one was a close one again. These two teams can't seem to not be in close ball games, and you just kind of feel for them both because they have both been. I think they were both 0-3 going into this game, but Holmes County snatches victory again away from Rutherford, 21-19. And for Holmes County, first victory on the year, they have been in some close ball games. I think. I think their whole season is hangs on like 3 or 4 points.
Mark, if they had scored 5 points, they'd be undefeated.
It's crazy.
I'm serious. They lost 2 1-point game and a 2-point game. So that if 5 points would have made the difference in smiling and being happy, they would have done it for them, but they finally pulled one out. And poor Rutherford, they battling every week, and then at the end, you come in a game where I know they thought they had a chance to win, and just couldn't get over the hump. What I'm assuming is they missed some extra points, and 21-19, and went for two. Boom. I hadn't seen the game, but that's what the score looks like.
Yeah, I think for Rutherford, it's just been one of those where um, you really try to look at several things, and it's just tough when the games are so close like that because there's so many different factors where it just could literally be extra point attempt, onside, or sometimes it generally comes down to special teams. But the Rams are still looking for victory number one, and their schedule does not let up for them as we get further into the season. And one of the things about we going back in years past, football in Panama City was kind of dormant for a little bit, and now it has woken up in a vengeance. But for Rutherford, they have to play Baker and then Mariana, where they will get some opportunities there. But then it goes Port St. Joe, Bozeman, then Bay, then Arnold to close out the year. So they've got quite a few opportunities there to be able to kind of right the ship. But man, there are going to be some tough opponents going down the stretch. As you just hate to see where you hate to be that close and not being able to get over the hump like that. But for Rutherford, there's definitely going to be some opportunities going down the road. But their quarterback, Jaleel Reed, was 7-13 for 208 yards. So there's some positivity there. Just got to be able to find the end zone a little bit more often.
Yeah, it's tough, Mark. You lose them 1 and 2 point games. All you think about is what I could have done different. I've been in that situation. I understand. And coaching is gut wrenching, man. When you're so close, if you do one little thing different, couple plays hadn't happened, and that's all you think about. You wonder what I could have done different. You watch the film, and it's frustrating. And I know Coach Rutherford, Coach Floyd is, he probably going in, watching film this morning trying to figure out what's up.
All right, this one they definitely tried to break. I think they did break the scoreboard on this one.
Ooh,
Freeport 71, Cottondale 60. I don't know what was going on, but both teams went bananas in the second quarter. 30 points apiece.
I
30
think it
points
was
apiece.
Mark. It was like 48-43 at halftime. They
Yeah.
slowed up in the second half.
I don't know what coaches did. I don't know if they told all their defense, hey, we just concentrate on offense tonight and let them score so we can hurry up and get the ball back. But 30 points for each team in the second quarter alone. I think they played a whole game in like 12 minutes. So this is absurd. But Freeport, man, they will give you your money's worth. Each game they've been in has been an absolute, just can't take your eyes away from it. They've been in a couple of close ones, but man, Freeport is undefeated, 4-0 on the year as they
Man,
down Cottondale 71-60.
well, watching them in media day, I'm not surprised. They brought in some giants, and they got some very athletic guys. And coach was excited also about his team. You could when you talk to coaches, they can kind of tell you what they think they got. And then most times, if they think they got a good team, they're gonna tell you. They won't. They might not come and say we're gonna go undefeated, but they're gonna sit up there and they're gonna like, man, I got this guy doing this. I got this guy here. I got that guy. Man, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised they're undefeated. And then the best thing about that big game, that big win, they off next week. So
Yeah,
hey, they have 2 weeks to celebrate.
yeah, they're gonna need the bye week because it goes Pensacola Catholic at South Walton at Baker. So they're gonna have they're definitely gonna need the rest as they go into the latter part of the season. As we enter the midway point, we got some more scores coming up. But yeah, I'm surprised at the number of undefeated teams we got this on this part of the season. Quite a few teams we didn't expect to be 4-0 are here 4-0. Let's round out Friday scores for week number 4. West Florida jumped all over Walton 35-6. Bay, don't look now, but the Tornadoes, no blemishes in the loss column as they are undefeated 28-14. man, Bay, we knew that they were going to be improved, but man, they are turning a lot of heads out there in the Panama City area as they keep it rolling with the big win on the road. I mean, not on the road, at home. Um, Mariana picks up win number one on the year, 21-7 over Bozeman. I, we were a little bit surprised. We thought the Bucks were going to come in and really giving their money's worth, but man, Mariana shut the door on that one. They said, "Nah, we have woken up the Bulldogs. The Bulldog has come out of the doghouse and is biting people." So congrats to Mariana on the first win on the season. Mosley downs Navarre on the road in a big road win, 35-16. And then South Walton beats up on Arnold 24-6.
Wow. I can't believe this is week 4.
Yeah,
I mean,
isn't it?
we head into week 5, and we've seen some great football in this area. Um, you can kind of, like I said earlier, some of these teams are starting to separate themselves, and in the next couple of weeks, we'll pretty much have a good idea of who's a playoff team and who's some people that might be staying home.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the undefeated teams we have. If you told me to make a list of teams that would be 4-0, it would not look like this. But man, we getting some great football. Um, And honestly, yeah, it really does. It really does go by relatively quickly. Yeah. Shout out, good morning to you as well. Man, Coach, I'm trying to hurry up because I smell something in the kitchen.
Well, I got some. I'm worried about getting some fish and watching the college games. So I'm looking forward to that.
But yeah, shout out Jonathan Ferris. He gave us a shout out, man. Jonathan been rocking with us for a long time. He's out in Prattville, Alabama. So Jonathan, if you're watching, shout out to you. But man, that will do it for week number 4. Man, we are at the midpoint of the season, Coach, and this is where we really get to dig in and see what's going to happen. A lot of teams got some much needed rest last week, and we're going to get a chance to see how things are going to shape up. We're really into the heart of district play. And if you are a lower classification, every game counts because you are fighting for those critical points. Who's going to be able to separate themselves and try to jockey for position come playoff time? Time is now. So we'll catch everybody on Wednesday nights right here, 4 Quarters Online. We have the Extra Point podcast where we break down everything high school football related from I-75 going all the way back to the Emerald Coast. We got you right here. But it's Saturday morning, Coach. We're going to let everybody get their college football started. I'm going to go grab some breakfast. I don't know about you, but we'll catch everybody on Wednesday nights on the Extra Point podcast. I'm Mark Adams. This is Coach Cofield. We'll catch everybody Wednesday night.